Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to go over the viewer responses for my rant of the week about the weapons, and figures not being able to hold them. So, let's get right into it. Rock Down Plus says, "Ha, I loved your opening message to the douchebag dog hater." Me too. Fucking idiots. I mean, seriously? It's a dog. It's like everyone's got something. Everybody's got some animal or, a child or something like that, and you hear them in the background. It's going to happen. I think I recall a couple of Optobotanist videos even where the cat comes in. Piog, I think, had his niece, I want to say, in his videos. Skullface, you can hear the kids in the background, so it's like, seriously, there's more to life. And it's just gonna be there. You can't control everything in the world, and I'm not gonna. Like I said, I work a lot, so my dog loves to be around me when I'm home. Like this week, I'm working 77 hours. So it's like he loves to be around me when I'm home. So I'm not gonna take his bone away or kick him out. Anyway. Okay, Sammy Turnage says, "Dogs rules, haters drool." And then he also says, "Are you insane?" That's how it came up. So I think there was a comment in there that got deleted or something, but I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. So Sammy, if you could fill us in on, if there was messages in there. I missed, I usually try and read some of the messages as I go, but this week it didn't happen. Aaron, I'm going to butcher your last name. I'm sorry. Aaron Maurer says, "Right when I started this video, Scoria with his sword came to mind. Is the only fans toys I have so far, but for the cost, it would have been awesome if the sword went in right." Yeah, for that cost, $200, it better be perfect. Nick Sandwich Games says, "Screw the guy who got butthurt about your dog." Yes. But in the weapons storage topic, I am right there with you in regards a lot of figures can't hold their own weapons. Shockingly, I haven't had many incidents with this for Hasbro figures. They've gotten a lot better. There have been a few, but more towards Combiner Wars figures. Yeah, I think the Combiner Wars, there's only like 4 weapons in the whole set or something like that. I think 4 or 6, something like that. So it's like, yeah, of course, they better get them right. But third party is where the problems start. TFC is guilty of this one. Guilty in this, the ones I've gotten. MMC has been up and down with it. And Perfect Effect is very guilty of this. Yeah. Tolerances just need to be relooked at before they begin mass production. Make Toys is a prime example of what to do. Yeah. Make Toys, their older figures were kind of hit or miss too. Their mini bots didn't even come with weapons, which was stupid. But it's yeah, and Giant. While Giant holds its weapon perfectly, the individual bots don't. They all kind of it's all awkward looking and stuff. But yeah, they've gotten a lot better. But then again, the Reflector, like I showed off, he has problems holding his weapons if it wasn't for his hands, or his fingers wrapping around the thing. Mumba Chum Chum says, "Weapon storage in alt mode drives me crazy more than anything else." I know a lot of people really don't like that, and depends. For me, it depends on the weapon. It's is the weapon being hindered so that it can fit into alt mode, like Generations Toys Scrapper or Scavenger. You have to take it apart and put it together and then hide it in there, and it's I don't like that. They should have put a hinge in there, but it's other ones their Mixmaster and their Scrapper, perfect. no problem so whatsoever. It's like, if they can pull it off without it hindering the figure, I think, yeah, by all means, hide it in alt mode. If not, then, it's like the Masterpiece Nissans and stuff like that. You can't hide those in alt mode. You can store them in alt mode, but you can't really hide them. And it's like, I would much prefer have that kind of complete gun than I would than something that can fold up and hide in there. Jazz Prize 74. I think you get really unlucky with all your Dinobots. Mine can hold their weapons all fine. I think I get unlucky with a lot of things. I mean, I've heard that TFC Ironhide figure that I just, oh man, that is easily one of the worst figures I've ever looked at. But I have a friend he has it and he says it's perfect. No issues whatsoever, and it's like, not mine. So it's like, I think I get unlucky with a lot of things like that. But then again, I got lucky with like the Toy World Scavenger. Mine has 0 quality control issues. 0. Absolutely nothing. So it's like, I got lucky there. Because I hear like almost 50% of them, almost, seems like, has some sort of issue going on. George Alex Paven says, "Hey John, I have not seen a lot of your rants. Maybe you already covered this, but I would love to hear your opinion on QC issues. I mean, what the hell? Or what the fuck? We pay $100 to $200 for toys, and more often than not, we have to do surgery on them ourselves. Total BS. Third-party companies should be more accountable for how they manufacture their figures." That's my rant. That's a good topic. I think we did cover it at one point, but we can definitely cover it again. But yeah, I agree. Same thing goes with the weapons. It's like, for $200, my Dinobots better hold their swords perfectly. For $200, like, I shouldn't have to dismantle the entire Gigapower Snarl to tighten the hips that should have been tightened to begin with because they put the wrong size screw in. They blame the factory, but it's like, you guys are the ones that built the thing. You guys are the ones that are in charge of building these things and checking quality control before it goes out. And it's like, it's like quality control on a $15 figure, like, I'm thinking like Animated, which was riddled with quality control issues. It's like that, I can understand it to an extent. Just because Hasbro mass produces them and just they don't have time to check all of them, but it's like third party, it's like we're paying top dollar for these things, and it's like we shouldn't have to wait until the next figure comes out so that we can fix the first figure. I'm thinking of Generation Toys. So far everybody has had a fix going in, and Warbitron, oh man, Warbitron, that Airburst figure, I mean, you had to replace the entire chest. So it's like stuff like that's like, that's unforgivable for that much money. It better be pretty good out of the box. I mean, I can understand a few quality control issues here and there, things that they don't quite realize. Like, let's take Mixmaster from Generation Toys. His main issue was the fact that he couldn't hold his gun very well because they didn't make the peg long enough. Now that's something that they should have thought of, but then they came out with a new one. Or somebody told me this one earlier today, but Fans Toys has realized that a lot of the little gun barrels on the top have been breaking off of Bombshell, so I'm not the only one, although I'm the only one that I think I dropped it and that's how it broke. Everyone else is just like moving it and it broke. But they're replacing it with a die-cast piece with kickback, so it's going to be included with kickback, and it's die-cast instead of plastic. So that's really cool of them. So it's like there's something that I wouldn't have thought of making toys, like, maybe we should rethink this piece, something like that. But they're fixing it, so it's like stuff like that I can understand and fully endorse them. It's like they're sending out the replacement parts with the next figure, and you're getting the next figure. So it's like stuff like that. It's like that's cool. That's perfectly fine. But But yeah, some quality control issues are just like, what? Like airburst. That's like, are you kidding me? Nothing on this thing works right. And it's like, I hated that figure when it first came out. I mean, I was almost to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm not going to build this whole Warbotron Bruticus. And I think I got some of the figures and, you know, tried it again. And I was like, no. And I sold them all. And then I got them all back. So it's like, stuff like that. Langlist says, your dog never makes so much noise that we can't hear, mate. So I have no idea what these idiots are complaining about. Neither do I. I mean, he's crunching on his bone right now. I don't think he's making too much noise, and I'm sitting next to him. You guys are listening to a microphone, so I don't understand. I watch your videos because you tell it like it is. Having a dog in the background isn't going to change that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Drumming the Blues says, I agree for the most part, but you're really overselling the sword thing. LOL. At a slight angle, mine holds it just fine, but yes, they didn't do a good job on it at all. Yeah, I was just kind of trying to use the sword for like Scoria as an example. Because I was just kind of like, you know, looking around my room as I'm talking, and I'm like, you know, oh, Scoria, there's an example. Another great example is, although he's like one of my personal favorite figures of all time, is DX9's Rodimus Prime, who doesn't come with a gun that he can really utilize at all. Instead, he comes with the Target Master, which makes no sense whatsoever. I think I went into that too. But it's like, it makes no sense that he came with the Target Master to begin with. Hot Rod should come with the Target Master. Rodimus comes with rifles. That's how it should be, because Rodimus Prime never had a Target Master. He gave up the Matrix before they made the Target Master. So, let's see. Night Wingdom 1 says, it's your dog's home too, so he should be at home in it. Exactly. Masterpiece Red Alert gun is a little loose. Yep. Slag never used his sword in G1, so it does not matter to me, but you're right. Good point there. None of the Dinobots really used swords in G1. They used blasters, or they were just in Dino mode tearing shit up. So you know, again, example. I'm just using it as an example. Joshua Slosher says, nice ending. I don't remember how I ended it. Let's see here. Then wrong. And these third-party companies that we're spending hundreds of dollars on
Watch it.
Get it right at all. I mean, that's mind-boggling. I mean, that is pathetic. The QC, you know, aside, you know, they all have their own QC issues and whatever. We've all had QC issues with our third-party figures. And yes, they should figure those things out too. But the weapons, like, are consistent across the board. Like,
yeah,
none of these.
Yeah, they're just like I said. Daniel McClung says, I agree with this is a disturbing trend. Yes, it is. And one I really have no idea how the hell you can do. You spend all that time making a great figure and designing the perfect weapon to go with him. Then you don't even bother to check to see if it fits right. What the hell? Yeah, again, you know, going back into Fans Toys, they're a prime example of that. It's like, the figures are awesome. They're perfect. You know, for the most part, the figures are perfect. The weapons look amazing. But then they do things like, oh, they chrome the weapon and now it doesn't fit in the hand. Or they make the chromed weapon fit, but then it doesn't fit when it's when it's unchromed because it's too loose. So it's like, you can't test that one out before you send them out. Yeah. Joshua Flanagan says, hey John, first off, the guys who complain about the dog making noise is a jerk off. Yeah. Of course, the Combined Wars can hold their weapons. It's because they are almost all the same molds for the hands, and the weapons suck anyway. True. Rio 500 / Big Ray says, great and interesting video rant, John. Come on. Usually when I get loose figures, I won't always pick up the weapons separately due to the price. However, if I have a figure that requires its weapon to function, i.e. animated Shockwave, as he is the tank, and that is a great figure, by the way, I will pick up the weapon. Combiner Wars weapons seem to have good quality control, but they use the same weapons for the same molds. Silverbolt, Cyclonus, Scattershot, and C-Clamp all have the same rifle shield. True. Some of the worst weapons for figures I own are G1 Optimus Prime due to the design of the gun. He can't aim it straight. And Titanium Wars War Within Megatron, as his gun and shield have a rubber soft plastic handles, meaning that they point down and flex as you try to move them. That's terrible. D-Bag Robot Gang says, excellent rant and rant subject. This costs us a lot of our hard-earned money. I don't see how this problem is so frequent. By the way, your visualizers have a great shelf presence. Thank you. Spotter looks cool, but doesn't blend into MP like visualizers does. I agree. I have me personally, I have zero desire to get the Fans Toys one. I might do it as a raffle or a giveaway. Sorry, can't say raffle. But I might do it as a giveaway at some point. But there's a lot of MPs coming out real soon, so I might have to focus on those too. But yeah, I was thinking about doing that and then doing a comparison video between the two. And not KFC, because I'm done with KFC. I'm done. Just completely done. There's no desire for KFC or X-Transbots for me to get any of their figures. I don't care what it is. It's for me. I'm over it. I'm over these issues. You know, watching like Skullface's review of Beachcomber, and they like. And you see him move one of the pieces and it starts and it just falls apart, and it's just kind of like, there you go. And the horror stories I hear about Windcharger and the other one for Windcharger, the repaint of Windcharger, I can't remember his name, but it's like those guys, the horror stories of the transformation is just like, nope, I have no desire for that. I'm gonna get. I'll get a Combiner Wars version, Tailgate, and the Generations version, the Reveal the Shield version of Windcharger, and I will be just fine. You know, one of these other companies will eventually get to them. I'm hoping Fans Toys or Make Toys or somebody like that. Oh man, Make Toys. Imagine Make Toys making mini bots. They would make a lot of money. But, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Yanin Me says, agreed. How Make Toys fits their weapons is the best way to do it. Yes, it is. Hashtag and some third-party companies started to put the slot right at the end of the palm now instead of the middle. That's a pain in the neck to put the weapons in and out. Yeah. It's overall, it's just not a great design, I think. But yeah, I agree. Reaper, and you know, it's like for a while there, I would say it was a perfect design. But now that I've seen what Make Toys can do with their handles, it's like nothing else is as good as that. You know, but then again, you know, like Generations Toys, they use the 5mm port system. It still works perfect. Why change something that works? Hey. No problems. Reaper Redimir 2112 says Combiner Wars leader Ultra Magnus is probably the worst recent offender in this area. Yes, he is. I totally forgot about him. Wow, I can't believe I forgot about him. He literally can't do anything with his weapons. He can't hold either of his guns securely in any way whatsoever, and that hammer you can make it by combining his guns with the shoulder missile pods looks so asinine that it's really an afterthought. Yes. Mine is displayed barefisted with both guns plugged into his leg pull. Just shoddy design. Yeah, they rushed that one. They did not care at all. Just no. Ashman 55 says maybe you just have horrible luck. Like I said, most likely. And I am the luckiest man into Transformers, but all my third-party fans toys Dinobots hold their weapons and hold it right. I have Scoria holding swords straight up and down just fine. That's awesome, dude. I wish mine were like that. Mine aren't, but I wish they were. But then again, I got mine for a really killer deal, so about $100 a piece. So I mean, I can't complain too much. But the point that I'm making is just like, it's not just them; it's all third party that are doing that. But anyway, Drumming the Blue says, "You guys actually stress over this? Laugh my ass off. Oh my." Yeah, for $200, I do stress over it. And when it comes to figures that are supposed to hold their weapons so that they can, look like they're getting ready for battle, yeah, I mean, it's important to me. Accessories are an important part of a figure for me, and I really think that they should be able to hold their weapons. If they can't hold their weapons or they don't come with them, looking at you, Generation or Combiner Wars Devastator, it's just, there's no excuse for me. Nick Sandwich Game says, why are you even here then? The point of Rant of the Week videos is to talk about things that are irritating about things we collect. Wouldn't you be pissed off if the rims on your car didn't fit 100%, or the doors to your house didn't close completely and were all factory defective? We all have different hobbies. Get the fuck out if you can't respect that. And then Drumming the Blue says, yeah, I can respect it. No need to get all butthurt, dude. LOL. Okay. Everybody, take a breath. Relax. We don't need to get all irritated with one another. Safe place. This is a safe place where we can cuss and drink and smoke and have some fun. Seeing Funny John says, I was just going to say that. Say old OK weapons for Combiner Wars. I think he meant same old OK weapons for Combiner Wars. Exactly. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Alright, Sammy Turner says, the main figure I have problems with is Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. Yep. His weapon's loose. If any knows how to fix it, let me know. I don't think you can fix something like that. Beefatronus Tryon says, but the hammer works fantastic. Sammy Turner says, but Ultra Magnus doesn't use a hammer, he uses guns, which I have to agree with Sammy on this one, because while Animated started the trend of the hammer, and everybody else has had a hammer, every Magnus has had a hammer since then. Maybe he had it in comics or something, or IDW, but as far as I know, G1 Magnus never had a hammer. Beefatronus Tryon says, true, but other incarnations of Magnus uses the hammer, like from Animated and Prime. See, there you go. Sam Turner says, I know, but this is G1 IDW inspired figure. Ultra Magnus doesn't use a hammer, and the hammer actually sucks. Sorry, I don't like the hammer mode. I did like the hammer in Prime, the Solus Prime hammer. It looked like a hammer. The Combiner Wars version looked like guns and rocket pods. If they wanted to give Ultra Magnus a hammer, then give him a hammer. Sorry, it's not a hammer. I have to agree with him on that. It's not really a hammer. Beefus Tryon, yeah, I know the hammer is not the best, but some third-party upgrades might help you to get the weapons you want. Also, not as flimsy as the stock weapons. And see, there's another thing. We shouldn't have to resort to third-party weapons to get, a third-party weapon to get the weapon we need for stuff like that. A good example of that is the Fans Project Insecticons. Now, they took their own design, made them kind of ninja-esque, which is cool, but they didn't look G1, and a lot of people were upset about that. So that there's like Shapeways kits where you can get the G1 heads, you can get the G1 back piece for shrapnel here, G1 guns. It's like, you know, all these things, and it's like, but I just spent $60 or $50 on this thing. You know, when you first get him out of the box, it's like, you know, he's cool, but I just spent all this money and he's not perfect. You know, and that same goes with all of them, all the Fans Project Insecticons. It's like, and then they do the G1 style weapons for the armored battalion, and they couldn't do like a box set for the original Insecticons with all those fixes. See, Funny John says, no, never. I like the dog's contribution. Titus has a touch. Bet the person has a cat owner. Probably. Because, you know, cats are great animals. I'm not insulting cats. I'm not a cat fan. I'm not. I never have been, never will be. I'm a dog. I'm a dog guy. See, Funny John says, depth charge gun sucked. Yes. The handle broke off the first day playing with it. I didn't have a problem with the handle breaking off. It was the tail fin that kept breaking off on me. Every single version of them I had, the tail fin would break off, and that makes them hold it better, but at the same time, it still sucks. Also, Silverbolt Beast Machine's weapon sucked. I never had the Silverbolt one just because from Beast Machines, because I just gave up on it. If we're talking about Beast Wars, Triptychon, or not Triptychon, Triperdicus, Cicadacon swords, those were terrible because they were all clear plastic and they all kept breaking on me, and then once the handles break, then you can't utilize it in combined mode as well, and it's like, that really sucks. And, you know, I always go back to that and say it's a great combiner, but that part of it really, really sucks ass. See, the handle broke off after much play, and the weapon never tabbed in. Always popped off. Alright, so I guess that's it for the viewer responses. Like I said, I mean, it's not everybody, but you know, there's a decent amount of them, and it really does irritate me. Things like that. There's a lot of things that irritate me with Transformer collecting. Sometimes it's like, some days it's just kind of like, I'm spending how much money for this thing, and it's doing that. Like Apollyon, oh my god. Yeah, it's like, okay, so I can't transform it, because if I transform it, it's not going back the right way. I know a lot of people have gotten good luck with it, but a lot of people have had really bad luck with it. Even in my video of the review for him, where I don't even transform him, I just move one single panel, and that panel would not go back into place. So it's like, something like that, don't like it. Cannot like it, cannot endorse it. So it's like, just from personal experience, one single panel, that's enough for me to just nope. Individual articulated fingers bother me, but not as bad as not being able to hold your weapons, and not well designed articulated fingers. Let's talk about DX9 Galvatron. It's like, those fingers, those suck. Those just suck. I just don't like them. Now, this is my second copy of him. A friend of mine sent me this one. Got a really good trade on this with Utopia. So shout out to you. You know who you are. And then I sent my original one to Deluxe Baldwin. And then I get this guy, and my friend had never even opened him out of the box. So he's like, you know, here you go. Here's, you know, Galvatron. I was like, sweet. And then I'm looking at him, and while we're on the topic of quality control, but I'm looking at him, and notice the screw here, and there's no screw here. That's because, and then like you can see the screw on this side, and then the screw on this side. And then I was looking at it, and I was like, huh, that's weird. Maybe I can, you know, flip it around. And I tried taking it apart and putting it back together and stuff, and I couldn't. But then I realized, like, this leg, it doesn't. This one doesn't hinge out that way, but it does rock inwards. And this one doesn't rock inwards, it rocks outwards. and that's because it's two right legs. So it's like, oh man, I'm glad. I'm glad this one was the one that happened because I already got the review done. But it's like, quality control. Seriously, this is a $160 figure, and I got two right legs. Big Bad Toy Store is taking care of me, but it's just like, what the hell? It has also got some paint chips on the face too, straight out of the box, paint chips. Don't like that. So, yeah. Hopefully I know my friend will send me a new one, or the replacement parts, because Big Bad Toy Store had to send it to him. But it's just kind of like, talk about quality control right there. It's like, wow. Oh, and there's scuff marks on the cannon too. Wow, didn't notice that before. Shame. Anyway, so yeah, you guys got any horror stories and quality control? Because this is now, it's a great figure, but now this is one of my top horror stories of quality control. I've never had misassembly that bad. I've had some misassembly and things I could fix, but I can't fix that. There's nothing I can do to fix that. It's like, and a lot of people think I get really angry really quickly, but it's like, things like that, it happens. Whatever. Somebody will take care of me. But it's like, some things really piss me off, and it's like, that's not really one of them. Anyway, so yeah, you guys got any horror stories? And while we're talking about horror stories, I'm gonna try and get a rant of the week up for Sunday. I can't promise it. Work schedule is just insane, and I just don't know if I will just literally have the time to do it. So I'll do my best, but no promises. And then next week there's it's gonna be kind of heavy on Marvel Legends, just because I had about 20 minutes yesterday. So I recorded yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So I recorded a handful of Marvel Legends figures. Just so that there'd be some content early in the week. And that's the best I'm going to be able to do for a while. I have maybe a day off next week, maybe. So I'm hoping I get that day off so that I can do the giveaways for MP Hot Rod, reviews for MP Hot Rod, and reviews for the Make Toys Inferno. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get those out tomorrow or next week, probably Thursday and Friday. I'm hoping. Cross the fingers. Current giveaway right now is Star Saber. So check out my Facebook page if you guys haven't. I've only got 6 tickets left, so those went way faster than I thought it would. I did not think Star Saber was going to work for a giveaway. So it's wow. And then my next question for you guys is: would you guys be interested in a giveaway where the tickets will be like $10 or $20 instead of $5 for the Make Toys Scorponok? Let me know in the comments below if that's something you guys are interested in. I haven't decided because that's a big ticket item, and we tried it with the Unique Toys Abominus, and that didn't work. I think I got about $100 that people said they would put out, but I didn't actually send out any invoices for that. So that's something to think about if you guys might want to do that, because I know he just finally went up for pre-order and he's going to be coming out soon. So if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. I'd be happy to do it. Otherwise, I probably won't get it to review it, just because I have my own idea of where I want my headmasters to be, and that doesn't fit in my idea. Utopia does, and hopefully they make the Triptychon in that Utopia scale, so that will. But the Scorponok won't. I hope Toy World makes a Scorponok. Please, Toy World, make a Scorponok in scale with your Fortress Maximus. Please. Anyway, I'm done rambling. So, and hopefully Toy World will get some more
Constructicons out soon, and Generation Toys will get some more Constructicons out soon so that I can finish that review, because I want to move on to other things. And I guess that's it. So yeah. There you go. He's still chewing on a different bone now. He's got 4 bones down here.